Hi, my name is Tim Healing, and I'm a project manager and a project consultant for Tim Healing Project Management LLC. I work on heritage and social action projects in the Middle East and North Africa region. So I'm going to show you today how to set up a work breakdown structure, or a WBS, which is a very useful tool for all project managers, and I use it a lot to help break down projects into manageable parts that I work on. So why do we use this? Well, as I said, it helps to basically assist in breaking a project into smaller, more manageable portions, so we can actually see what we have to handle. We can anticipate change and control the project more efficiently. It helps us to estimate the cost, the time, and the risks to the project, so we can see them. And it makes it easier to allocate tasks. So we sometimes do that at a later stage with the critical path diagram. So it illustrates the project's milestones, and really it helps show you the entire scope of the project from beginning and end, and what you need to be doing and what you need to be thinking about. So I'm going to start off by showing you how to put one together, and I'm going to show you one that I did for a project I worked on in the Middle East, in Jordan, where we helped Middle Eastern museum professionals document their collections that were under threat from ISIS. So this is the title of the project, so we start off with that. Now, I'd normally do this at a kickoff meeting with other colleagues who are working on the project. They'd be specialists with different areas of expertise than me, so we can actually get a good handle on everything that needs to be done. So first off, we're going to put, there's four main components to this project. So I'm doing a little diagram here, and the first component is trainers, because we need to train the museum professionals. We need equipment. We're going to give them equipment they can take back with them to start documenting their collections. We need the participants, of course, and we need a venue. And I said we're doing it in Jordan, so we'll be working at a venue there. So these are the main components, and I've done these in red so we can see that they're the main areas. But I want to break these down into smaller parts. So for the trainers, we need to plan the training. We need a training manual in Arabic, and we need to book their flights and visas and accommodation and give them a per diem because we're nice like that. So these are the breakdown of the projects under trainers. Same for equipment. You need to identify it, purchase it, test it, ship it. Participants, because it's the Middle East, it's a little more complicated, so we need to get permissions, and we need to do letters of invitation for them to bring them over from Iraq or Syria or wherever into Jordan. Need to book their flights and visas, and need to give them accommodation per diem, and get them taxis from the airport. Now for the venue, we need a training room. I need a translator because none of us trainers speak Arabic, and I need to get some materials to help us with the training. Okay, so that's your work breakdown structure. Now, these are all in blue because it's the second level of task, and these aren't necessarily in order, but they happen to be. I put them in order just to make it easier. But I then began to think that shipping equipment is a little more complicated than just shipping it. You just can't just ship a ton of equipment, photographic equipment, to Jordan. So I need to break that down, getting it into Jordan, and then of course getting it out of Jordan with the trained participants back to their home country and home institution. So I've done this is the next level in green, and then of course underneath I need to get permissions. There's a lot of paperwork involved when you export stuff. I need to get additional support, probably from the State Department. And then to get it out of Jordan into Iraq, for example, there's also a lot of permissions, and I need to get additional support, probably from the government, the Jordanian government, and the Iraqi government, just to make sure it arrives safely. So this is what the work breakdown structure looks like. Each different level of task as we get involved in the minutiae of the project. I put in a different color just so it's a little clearer to me what needs to be done, and it's also useful for the next phase as well. So what are the next steps in the planning process for a project? Well, my next step would be, the next main step would be to do a critical path diagram. Now I have all the different tasks. I'd want to put them in an order, and see how that would, what needs to be done before the other things can happen. So that in itself will help me. In fact, that's how, when you actually find out like what the timing is involved for each task, you can start to put a cost to it, and you can start allocating personnel to do that stuff if you're lucky enough to have other people you're working with. And it can show you which part of the project, as I said, can run parallel to each other. So that's it. That's the work breakdown structure, or WBS. As I said, my name's Tim Healing. Thank you very much for listening to me, and good luck with all your projects.